welcome back to my channel. I'm Rebecca. So today is another lean and green day and I'm super excited. I had actually forgotten about this recipe and I don't know how I forgot about it because it's so good, y'all. If you've ever been to Outback Steakhouse, you may have had this before. So what we're gonna make today is one of my very favorite things off of the menu, and that is Alice Springs chicken. So we're gonna make a healthy version of this phenomenal Alice Springs chicken. I'm gonna pair it with some cauliflower rice medley, and that will be my green, but we've got to make this amazing chicken. So what we're gonna do is marinate our chicken. So you're gonna use chicken breast. It calls for 1.5 pounds of chicken breast. I had a little bit more in my package. I really prefer the chicken breasts that are individually wrapped, but in this case I had a package and that's what I had in my freezer, so that's what we're gonna use. So you just thaw that out, and so I did have a little bit more, so instead of this making 4 servings, it's gonna make 5. We, Optavia people, we weigh and measure everything because that's just part of the program. If you're not on Optavia, then you may not be interested in doing it this way, and that's okay. This is not unusual for Optavia folks. So I've already weighed and measured my chicken. I've already got it out here. And so it's kind of hard to get exactly 6 ounces of raw chicken. I mean, you weigh it, but then you've got to cut some of it. So sometimes it's kind of hard. So I kind of pieced some pieces. It's gonna look kind of crazy, but that's okay. So anyway, I've got my chicken all in here and we're gonna get it ready for marinade. So what we're gonna take is, this calls for 3/4 teaspoon of Morton seasoned salt. I didn't have the Morton's brand here. I had some Pampered Chef seasoned salt, and so that's what I'm gonna use. So I am just going to, let's see, this piece, let me put it down here. Okay. I'm just gonna season these pieces here. You can see that. We're just getting this ready for the marinade. And then this will need to marinate in your refrigerator for at least 2 hours. Oops. Okay. So I'm gonna take my chicken, I'm gonna put it in a big plastic bag. I hope that fits in here. Oh my gosh. Got these already portioned out as to how I can have them. So this makes 4, like I said, it makes 4 servings, and I actually got 5 out of this. Okay, so there's my 5 chicken breasts. I just put it in my plastic baggie here. And then this calls for 1/2 cup of Hughes sugar-free dipping sauce and honey mustard. So that's what I'm using here. And there's a whole line of this stuff that are really good. A lot of us on Optavia use this for different recipes. Remember, you can use this regardless if you're on Optavia or not. This is a great recipe to have in your arsenal. All right, so I am just going to pour this honey mustard on top of this chicken. Let me grab a spoon. And I'm just gonna spread it out. It's kind of messy, but it's the reason for the bag. Okay, so I've got it all covered. So I'm just going to seal this up and put this in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours. And then we'll be ready to go on to the next steps and get this cooked in just a little while. So I'll see you back in a bit. Okay, y'all, it's been about 3 hours that the chicken has been marinating. So it's about time to get some supper started, and I'm gonna get this going right now. So we're gonna start now with some mushrooms. So we're gonna saute those. So over medium heat, and I'm getting this warmed up, we're going to put a couple tablespoons of butter in this, and then we're gonna saute 2 cups of mushrooms. So I'm just gonna get this started. I'm gonna put my butter in here and let that melt. Get that going for a second. Okay, got the butter softened up here. So now I'm gonna just put in my mushrooms. I've got 2 cups, actually it's about 2.5 cups because I had that extra chicken breast. I'm gonna cook these mushrooms for about 5 to 7 minutes. Let those saute, got them over medium heat. Yeah, they're starting to get in there and cook up. So I just did a rough chop on these mushrooms. It says sliced mushrooms, and I just kind of like mine a little smaller. So I just did a rough chop on them before I put them in here. So we'll be back in just a few minutes and we'll move on to the next step. Be right back. My mushrooms are looking really good. I'm about to get these off of the stove here and just put them to the side. And I'm gonna turn my oven on. It is 375. There we go. All right, we'll let that warm up. In the meantime, I am cooking up some turkey bacon, and 8 slices is what this recipe calls for. I am cooking an additional 2 pieces of turkey bacon because I have that other serving. So we are cooking this up right now. I'm gonna take this off and put this off to the side, and then we're gonna get the chicken out and get that started. Be right back. Okay, so I got my bacon done. It's just waiting. I didn't do like a crispy cook to this bacon, of course, because I wanted to wrap it around the chicken. So it's cooked kind of midway, and then it's gonna go into the oven, so that will finish it up. So I've got my medium heat over here in my pan, and I'm about to start this chicken. So I am just gonna lightly spray this pan. And I'm going to put this chicken in the pan and cook it for about 5 minutes each side. Let's see. Some of these are kind of pieced together, so I want to be real careful. This is going to be kind of messy. All right. Let me turn that on medium. I thought it was on medium. I turned it down when I had those mushrooms on it. Okay, so let that heat up for just a second, about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna flip them. So 5 minutes each side. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, we're about ready to put this into the oven. And I've turned my chicken off, and I'm just gonna move it. And if y'all hear Miles barking, I'm sorry. He is put up. We've got some landscapers outside, and he's having a fit, and I don't want him in the kitchen when I'm cooking anyway. So he is not a happy camper right now. So I'm moving this chicken into my glass Pyrex dish. I just lightly sprayed it. So I'm just going to take this chicken out. These kind of close together. Okay, turn that off. So now what I'm gonna do is use my sugar-free dipping sauce, this honey mustard from Hughes from before. So you're gonna put a tablespoon on each piece of chicken, okay? I'm gonna do that real quick. Now I'm just gonna spread it around that piece of chicken. And also, there is a little bit of pepper in this recipe. second. It's got a half a teaspoon of black pepper, and I meant to put that on when I marinated it and I forgot it. So I put it on before, or when I cooked it. When I put it into the pan to cook is when I put mine on there, but really you're supposed to do it when you marinate. I don't think it really matters, but I'm not a big pepper fan anyway, so I could have left that out, but that is part of the recipe. Okay, that gets that. Oh, bless this part. Okay, so now we're gonna add the mushrooms. Yes, let's add the mushrooms. I'm just gonna evenly put these on here as best I can. Make sure y'all can see that okay. Okay, so I've got my mushrooms on here. Now I'm gonna put my bacon, my turkey bacon. I was gonna wrap it, but I think I'm just gonna place it. So I'm gonna like cut it or tear it in half and put it on top of each piece. So each piece gets 2 pieces of bacon. You could wrap this though. It might be, I think I wrapped it the first time. Might be better if you did wrap it. And then I've got a cup of cheese here, and we're just gonna put this on top. All right. Now I'm just going to put some foil on top. I don't want it to tent on top of it so it doesn't just lay on top of that cheese. I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good there. Okay, and then we're just gonna cook this for about 15 to 20 minutes. Let the chicken finish cooking and we'll be ready to eat. I'm gonna start my cauliflower risotto medley. So I'm just gonna pop this in the microwave and I'll let this cook for about 10 minutes before I do this. I'll put this in and let it steam and cook. It's gonna be so good and it should all be ready about the same time. All right, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, y'all, I think it's about ready. Let me turn this off before I forget it. Oh, it smells so good. I did kind of get the top of it a little bit. Oh, it just looks so yummy. It really just looks like bacon and cheese. I would probably wrap those if I did it, when I do it again. I think that's what I did the first time. Oh my goodness. And then I've got some risotto. Let me move this out of the way. Put my plate up here. So then I've got the cauliflower risotto medley. So the mushrooms count as 1 serving of vegetables, and then this is 2 servings of the cauliflower medley. All right, let's see. Got some chicken in there, a little piece of bacon. So good, y'all. is just like Alice Springs chicken from Outback. So give this a shot. I think you're really gonna like this one. So good. All the flavor, half the fat, half the everything. I mean, it's such a great copycat, healthy version of Alice Springs chicken. All right, y'all, I'm fixing to go eat supper, and I've got to see if the landscapers have left yet so I can let Hound Dog out. He needs to go outside. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to do that because you don't want to miss this stuff. This is so good, y'all. Come join me. Be a part of my channel family. All right, don't forget to ring the bell and be sure to like the video. See y'all later, guys. Bye.